look at the chat pixel immediately.
Hello, and welcome to Barovia. I am your humble master of dungeons and keeper of dragons, Pixel, and I am pleased to present to you the brand spanking New Year's first episode of Ages of Ainor presents The Curse of Strahd, which is the 16th episode overall. But hey, who's counting? As always, we're going to get into the game here in just a few minutes, but I've been instructed to look at the chat, friends. Yo, we got a hype train. Oh my god, thank you guys. You're incredible. Skittle, thank you for those gifted subs. We have a bunch of resubs from everybody. Bonus Mom, thanks for the bits. Buns, Skittle with the gift subs. Ham Panwich, Ozzy, Scarlet Rosemoon, Little Skittle with the you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. We normally don't call all these out. Buns with the gift sub. Jesus, guys, you guys are insane. I gotta hit my button a whole bunch of times. Hang on. It's, okay. Well, oh, I gotta hit it a whole bunch of times. Hang on. Okay. Hopefully I got that correct. I did not. Anyway, thank you guys so much. We can't honestly say enough thank yous for all of you friends who are so kind and help us out with that. Welcome. We're going to be playing the 16th episode of Curse of Strahd. Before we get into the game, we're going to do our usual stuff. So, first things first, folks in chat, try to remember when we move on to map screens and stuff in the stream that you are seeing the DM perspective. You are going to see things that are like semi-transparent or grayed out or kind of hidden behind walls and stuff like that. Don't tell the players about it. They're going to be hanging out and chat with you guys because they're so amazing at both Dungeons and Dragons and life in general that they can both play this game and pay attention to you at the same time. Let's have a round of applause for these absolutely brilliant people with whom I share this game, but they also would like to not have things spoiled for them. So if you could please do them the courtesy of not spoiling anything. I don't think we've ever had that happen, but I like to give the warning because the last thing I want is them to say, oh my god, look at the red dragon in the bale of hay, and everything comes apart at that point. So secondly, please remember, D&D is a complex game with a lot of rules. We're also improvising a story together as a group, so we may play fast and loose with the rules. I absolutely have changed a bunch of stuff in this adventure from time to time, and I may forget rules and all kinds of things. I may have to make stuff up. So if we're trying to remember how a mechanic works or something like that, and you know how it works, put it in chat, let us know. But if the moment passes, don't lose your mind about it. We're not going to go back and fix it. We'll just try to get it right in the future. Thirdly, as always, we want to keep our little corner of the internet as open and welcoming as we can to the extent that that is possible on the internet. So we do try to keep that internet toxicity to a minimum. So we won't be putting up with anyone being abusive or hateful in chat, whether that is to other viewers about anything, whether that's to players on stream regarding things like their character choices, their knowledge of the game or the rules, frankly, anything else about them as people, any of that kind of stuff. Never been a problem. You guys are an amazing community, but we do like to be upfront and remind everybody so that you can't say we didn't tell you. Fourth, we do always want to remind you guys this is a horror-themed adventure. So there are elements that viewers may find unpleasant or disturbing. We aren't setting out to be overly kind of graphic or anything like that, but in the context of a live stream, it's not going to be possible for us to give trigger warnings and things like that, generally speaking. So we do want everyone to try to kind of moderate your consumption of this campaign with health and well-being in mind. When the videos go up on YouTube, we do try to put appropriate trigger warnings and things where possible, but we really can't do those kinds of things live. But we do preface that by saying we will not be depicting graphic sexual content of any kind, especially any assault or violence. So if that's a concern for you, just know that that is a big red line that will not be included in the stream. Fifthly, widely known and accepted that this adventure has some problematic depictions of individuals inspired by Traveler people or Romani people in real life. I've done my best to sort of search for resources to help alter those depictions to avoid offensive stereotypes. But we do just kind of want to acknowledge that. And then a reminder, we do release the show on YouTube and as a podcast after each episode during the following week. So if you miss an episode or have to miss part of it, don't fret. You can still catch it. Also, if it's something that you're interested in, you like supporting us, we do have a Patreon. Patreon folks get access to early access to the episodes before they go live on YouTube. But mostly, if you do that, it's just to support us, which many of you already do through Twitch, and we don't expect people to double dip, but that's just another avenue if people want to do that. And then I know our intro stuff is long enough, but I do have to have a brief side conversation here and we'll continue talking about this more in the future, which is that today, as D&D is beginning to release their newer edition, which is not going to be called 6th edition, it's currently being called 1 D&D. There's playtest material out for it now, and one of the things that they will be altering and updating is their open gaming license. It is not yet clear how that will impact most of what we do, to be frank. So the open gaming license is a thing that was first done with the 3rd edition of D&D in the 90s that basically opened certain aspects of the gaming system for third-party people to make content of various kinds, mostly print products, and sort of expand the context of what was in the game beyond what Wizards of the Coast could print at. They are beginning to be a lot more restrictive with the newer upcoming version of the open gaming license. And so we don't know what that's going to mean for us. We think that streams will still largely be able to operate as long as we don't make more than a certain amount of money, which we almost certainly won't, and as long as we release our content publicly, which we do. But it still is a big question mark. We don't know how that's going to impact it. My plan is to do my best to finish all the campaigns that we currently have running using 5th edition D&D. If the open gaming license comes out and it's as bad as it seems like they intend for it to maybe be, it would be really devastating for all kinds of third-party content creators, both from I'm like giving this long-winded explanation about the OGL, and you guys are smashing our subscriber goals. Thank you so much. Anyway, we love you. But long story short is that if it's as bad as it looks like they want it to be, I will probably be moving to a new system and leaving D&D behind and not participating in the newer versions of the game, which sucks because I know a lot about D&D and I really enjoy this game, but I'd rather support a smaller publisher making a different kind of a fantasy role-playing game if it means that, you know, Wizards of the Coast is basically going to say, like, hey, we get to control tons of different ways of how you use our product, and you have to pay us, like, licensing fees if you want to make content and all this kind of stuff. And even if it doesn't impact me, there are tons of people who are absolutely critical, I think, to the space of the hobby who would be impacted by this. So if they go forward with that, we will probably be looking at some new systems, maybe a whole bunch, maybe one, we don't know. But I just kind of want to give you guys a heads up. My goal is to hopefully complete all the campaigns we currently have on the table, and then we'll sort of see how things go. But depending on how things shake out with that OGL, we may not even be able to do that. There are a lot of question marks. Nobody knows what's going on right now. So just wanted to kind of go ahead and give you guys a heads up. I know that makes our already long introduction stuff even longer, but I just kind of want to be upfront and keep you guys current with what we do here. So it is a lot in the air. You guys can find articles on it if you want to read up. Long story short, I highly recommend folks start looking at other systems. There's a lot of amazing games out there. I certainly will be looking for some backups. So, but that's all. We don't really need to go into huge depth. This is not the D&D OGL stream. This is the Curse of Strahd stream. So before we get started, we are going to introduce our players and their characters and remind everybody whether or not they have chat inspiration, which they're going to need. Vincent Page.
Oh no!
I had peanuts in my mouth. I apologize. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Vincent Peanut.
That's right. I am Vincent Page. Y'all, you can find me here on Twitch doing streams and stuff. Good time. I'm playing Ash Fireforge. I can't remember how to open my character sheet. Stand by.
Oh no!
We're getting there. This is why we shouldn't take breaks.
We did the math. It has been a month since we've played this game. So
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Also,
the holidays,
just to make everybody cringe real nice. New year, new Ash. All right, we're going for new. I'm just kidding. I'm totally just kidding. I do have chat inspiration.
Very good. Ash is hitting the gym, and we've got chat inspiration. Omega. I have the full disclosure. I almost called you Onyx because the Onyx part of the scroll through everyone's names was visible, and I really had to think about it for a second. But I got there.
That's fair. Hey y'all, my name is Omega. I play Onyx Montaric, the Blazon Wizard, and I do have chat inspiration. So,
huzzah! Blah 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 blah. Ozzy. I almost called you Cass. It's gonna be bad today, guys. I'm
It's
already
okay,
in
it's
character
okay.
mode.
I mean, half the time you call Omega Onyx anyway, so that's fine. I'm Ozzy. I play Cass Amblecrown. I'm a Ancient's Paladin, and I do not have chat inspo.
Alrighty, and of course, last but certainly not least, the one and only Bonus Mom.
Hi, I'm Bonus Mom, and tonight I will be playing Wanderess, the Circle of Stars Druid. And I do have inspiration, and I am, of course, devastated by what Pixel is saying because I hadn't heard any of that before, but it's going to be okay.
Indeed, we will all get through it. And of course, Oz, you have chat inspo from.
Yep. Thanks, Pam.
From Pam, which thank you very much. Also, yeah, as I was saying, a bunch of you guys gifted some subs and all kinds of things to hit that hype train. Thank you so much. I'm Pixel. You can find me here on the internet. Congratulations, you already found me on Ages of Ainor. I am our GM and sort of showrunner here. I am DMing our Curse of Strahd campaign. Next week, we'll be back to our Region of Bedegar campaign, and hopefully we will just be continuing right on with those. But we will keep you in the loop on things as they change. My goal, as I said, is to finish those campaigns at the very least. So we will move hell and high water to do that, even if I have to run them in Discord and in the dark off of Twitch, and we'll just let you guys know. We will do our best to find ways to get you guys that content.
We got some black market D&D happening.
Y'all want some D&D? But you can also find me making jokes about drug addiction, I guess. No. You can also find me on twitch.tv/Hammer and Pixel, where I talk about games and things like this. And actually, if you want to come over to Hammer and Pixel, we'll do a deep dive on this OGL stuff at some point, and we'll do all of the reasons that this is happening are mostly because the money guys at Hasbro or WotC decided that the number at the little bottom of their spreadsheet could be a little higher than it was, and so they are wrecking the livelihoods of numerous people and making D&D space worse in general. So we can talk about all that much more in depth over on Hammer and Pixel, which is the place for that stuff to happen. I see your comment there, Pam, and that unfortunately that only works on the other stream, but anyway, so that's where you can find me. In addition to being here, you can also find us on our Discord, where if you would like to learn how to play some other tabletop role-playing games, I'm sure we'll be doing some of that in the upcoming months as many GMs are grappling with this. So we will see how it all shakes out, but that is the place to go if you like tabletop role-playing games and don't want to get left behind as everyone else starts learning new ones and no one plays D&D anymore. Anyway, I don't know that any of that all stuff is going to happen, but like I said, we will try to keep you guys in the loop. That all having been said, and without further ado, when last we left our heroes, they had defeated the hags deep beneath the old windmill. Hags impersonating the kind old Granny Patsy. Hags napping kids. Kidnapping, one might say, to steal their dreams through foul magics to bake into highly addictive dream pies that allowed anyone who ate them to have a blissful experience of a child's dream as an escape from the terror and pain of living in Barovia. After vanquishing these foul robbers of children's dreams, our heroes managed to send most of the children off to recuperate with Granny Patsy in her own pocket dimension, and then discovered the hidden vault that the hags had stored their ill-gotten gains in from selling all these pies. The heroes acquired some of that money to help them fund their attempt to save Barovia, and also found a powerful magical weapon, a mace of disruption, a tool specifically designed to rend the undead, with a small label on it stating insurance. Insurance against what? They can only imagine. Following this, they returned to Vallaki and sent the children who had remained with them home, and then set to bed down at the Blue Water Inn for the evening. Before they went to bed, Ash had, I think, another conversation with Rictavio, the Changeling Storyteller, and Secret Monster Hunter. During the night, it seems that Arena was attacked once again as the party awoke to the sound of a window breaking in the other room. This time, she was only attacked by a vampire spawn and not Strahd himself. Our heroes launched out of bed and raced into the other room to fight off the creature, and thanks to their powerful new weapon, were able to defeat it. Once they slew the creature and looked out the window, they saw a town in chaos. Flames and smoke billow into the Barovian night. And that is where we resume our tale. The vampire has been slain by Ash and turned to dust with a stake through the heart. A moment later, you hear a banging of footsteps coming up the stairs, doom, 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 up to the guest quarters of the inn as the door to the outside bursts open as lightning strikes with a thunderous clap and heavy rain begins to fall. Erwin Mardikov rushes through the now opened door into the end of the hallway where you all are. He is the middle-aged man, the innkeeper. And he stands to stop in the doorways, or in the hallway between the open doors of yours and Irina's room, to stare at all of you. Seeing Ismark slightly bloody, the dust on the floor by the open window, which is now becoming wetted by the rain coming in. He looks discerningly at your faces before asking, "What has happened here?"
It was a vampire, I believe.
Yeah, a vampire has come to try to take Irina here, but we dispatched it.
Yeah, I make a persuasion check with advantage. Okay, fair enough. He sort of looks at
22
all
for
of you
Mash.
and says, yeah, this is 22. Sorry, I forgot to read the rolls.
I got you.
Yeah, appreciate it. For those of you listening at home and not seeing the video feed, that was a 22. And Erwin sort of looks at all of you, sees the stake in your hand covered in sort of grave dust, and says, "Holy shit. It's quite impressive. Well, I have no idea what's going on, but you think more will come?"
I'm sure of it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Damn it, we are not strong enough to stand against the horde.
What's going on in town? We seen the flames from the window.
I have no idea. It's crazy out there. I have only been outside a brief moment as I ran to the stairs that lead up here after I heard that window break, but it seems there is some sort of attack. It didn't look like there were many descending on this inn. I don't know.
Maybe they're trying to lure us out.
Possibly
Hoping we leave Arena here.
The inn is not on fire, as far as I can tell. I don't smell smoke. Yeah, immediately. Shit. Can you keep a secret?
Always.
We, don't have a lot of time. And, he... Please tell me I have one. Okay, I do. He sort of like cracks his neck, and then you hear a bunch of his bones begin to snap as his body shifts and changes into a raven. And he flits over to the window and flies out of it,
Jeffrey?
Damn it!
leaving you for the time being in the room.
The plot thickens.
Okay, I know that we want to go help, but I think we should stay here until we get back. He's in the Order of the Feather, and they want to help us. I don't know if I got to explain that to anyone.
I think you did.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
think
couldn't
you did
remember if
before
I
you guys
did or
went to
not.
sleep. Which, for folks listening and who may not remember, again, it's been a month since we've done an episode. They had previously met a raven named Jeffrey that Cass was able to communicate through Speak with Animals, who found out that they were interested in opposing Strahd and told them to speak to the bartender here at the inn and let them know that Jeffrey had sent them. They had essentially let them know that they were aligned with an order called the Order of the Feather, and that they were not strong enough to oppose Strahd on their own, and actually, I believe, tasked you guys with figuring out what's going on at the Wizards of the Wine winery, maybe?
Yep, yeah, it was a winery.
To see if you were strong enough to continue on in their allyship, but it seems maybe what's happening right now has altered that timeline somewhat. So just a quick reminder of that factional stuff, and then I think Bonus Mom was going to speak up.
Wanderers would say we should not stay in this room with the open window. And Cass, with that amazing mace you have, I think you should stay very close to Arena. And
That makes sense.
I'm going to go look through the kitchen downstairs, the storeroom, to see if there's something I can put over the window. And if there is anywhere in this inn with no windows, perhaps Arena should be taken there. If
I mean, there
anyone
could be
else
like a
wants,
storeroom or something in the kitchen.
Let's
Yeah,
just-
you start to head down the stairs, Wandress, and you see the woman of the inn, Danica Martikov, who comes up the stairs, looks around, and quirks an eyebrow at you. What do you say?
a vampire of some sort tried to break in through a window. We want to cover the window and secure this part of the house. I need boards.
Okay, make a persuasion check for me.
Did I do it? Okay, well,
yeah,
that's
so
a
she looks a
12, and I'm
little
not-
bit skeptical and says, where is Erwin? He came up here. We heard the window break.
He went out the window.
Okay, make another persuasion check for me.
Oh, that's a 17.
She sort of cocks her head and recognizes, I think, what you mean when you say that, and says, shit. Right, come with me. And she leads you downstairs. And we don't have to do the map stuff here. She leads you downstairs and takes you back into the storeroom. There is a spot where they have, like, some busted up barrels and kegs that have gotten broken and stuff like that. So she brings you some boards and some simple tools to repair things with, to at least kind of get something on the window. But as you guys are doing that, what is everyone else doing? So Wandress has gone off to find something to close the window. We have Irina and Ismark, Ash and Onyx still in the bedroom with the slowly moistening dust of the former vampire spawn and the thunder crackling outside.
I mean, I think at this point, Cass is just securing that window,
Okay.
trying to make sure nothing else comes through it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, look out and make me a perception check.
This is gonna sound really weird, but I feel like Ash is probably gonna get together some sort of bag or whatever and take some of that vampire ash.
Okay, sure, yeah. Make a sleight of hand check. We'll see how that goes. 16 perception. Okay, so from the Blue Water Inn, that's an 11. I'll leave it up to you if you want to do anything else, but with an 11, you can get some. You can get,
I'm not
It's-
looking to get the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's literally just
A
some
handful
in
of-
a
yeah. Sure. Yeah, you can definitely get some. You can put on, sack of vampire ash into your inventory. There's some ashes for Ash. And however, Cass, as you look out the window, you sort of can see that the flames are more severe to the kind of west by southwest from where you guys are.
Do I know what that's in the direction of?
That is in the direction of the Church of St. Andral.
All right, that's what I thought.
knew it.
All right, so it looks like the majority of the flames are to the south, southwest, kind of in the direction of the church.
Upon hearing that, Ash is gonna look up from what they're doing at the church.
That's what it looks like. I can't really tell if it's that, but based on, just general kind of gut feeling, it's probably the church.
Damn it.
So, not really. I mean, I don't really think we should split up. So we don't know how many more are out there. I know the barkeeper said something about a horde. I'm not entirely sure what that means either.
Yeah, specifically what he said was he didn't see like a horde of enemies descending on the inn. It didn't seem like the inn was under some kind of major attack.
Yeah, no, but he also said that we weren't strong enough to take on a horde.
Right.
So I didn't know if he was implying that like there may be a horde like attacking the town as a whole.
Yeah, it might not exactly be clear, but make an insight check. And we'll see kind of what you can glean from his general. 14. Okay. Yeah, so you get the sense that he was just... It basically was saying that they don't have the defenses to resist any kind of major attack. But he didn't necessarily imply... I don't think you didn't get the sense that he had a knowledge of some particular thing that they normally are concerned about and therefore would be ready for or something like that. It's just like... He's like, yeah, we can't take on a whole bunch of people if they show up specifically. And you can kind of intuit... If it was some attack against you guys or Irina or something, like, there would have been more to it. Like, one vampire spawn maybe was trying to take her in the night and get out, but that they had some other objective that was deemed more important to have. If there's a bigger force attacking, they're doing something else. It doesn't seem like they were all headed here just to get her or something like that.
Yeah.
So... yeah, so a few minutes pass, and as you guys sort of ponder what to do, Danica and Wandress come back with the things and sort of begin boarding up the window. And Irina and Ismark kind of look around at you all. And I think Irina maybe speaks up and says, "What? I mean, what should we do?" Hide?
This is some
Here? Or...
If this is some sort of distraction to like distract everyone while Strahd sends somebody for you, then I think our best bet is to kind of hunker down and pick a place that we can defend. But
at the same time, though, I don't. Maybe it's not anything to do with us as a whole. Otherwise, I felt like they would have sent more.
Maybe.
Than just one vampire.
Yeah. A moment passes, and Danica sort of steps out of the window as a raven flits in and lands on the dresser before kind of shifting again to the form of Erwin, who sort of hops off the dresser and looks at the rest of you and says, I did not see anyone else heading this way, but it does appear there is something going on at the church, St. Andral.
Is the church on fire?
Parts of it, but the rain is keeping it from spreading as much as it might. Also, it's there's wooden floors, but the walls are stone. The fire will not burn. The roof might go, but...
Do you know if the altar boys and the groundskeeper, the children that work there, do you know if they live there? Do they stay there?
I don't know. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Many people gather there at night, fearing the devil Strahd. It is rumored to be a place of safety, but I don't know what this means.
There is someone in the basement there.
No, that's the other place.
Oops.
Sorry, that's because there's another almost identical church in Barovia.
Yeah,
with Father Donovan and Doru, his son.
So sorry.
No, it's okay.
All good.
It's been.
From I was like, oh shit, you're right.
It's been 6 months since we ever saw them. So.
So, do you have any idea how many people are attacking the city, or could you
I mean-
see anyone else?
He sort of nudges down at the vampire spawn and says, we don't have a lot of information, but we don't think Strahd has an army of these things. He can raise lesser undead, but these are trickier to create. And he has them doing various things. I have never heard of him bringing more than a handful to bear on any particular situation. I would not imagine that this is any different.
Okay, we want to help the city, but we also need to guarantee Arena's safety. Is there any way you could take her somewhere safe so we could help?
Well, it depends on what kind of force Strahd can bring to bear. We have operatives from the Order of the Feather here that I believe we could handle another such as attacked you tonight, but more than that is less likely. Why is... But, I mean, this is one woman, no offense. Why are you so important? And she sort of shrugs and says, I don't know, but Strahd appears to have some strange obsession with me. I don't as yet know why. We fled Barovia to flee him, and we're hoping to find safety in the church here, but if there was no safety to be had, our plan was to move farther in to the Abbey of Saint Markova. He says, it's not a bad plan. Why would he be obsessed with...
Is it possible to inside check when she said she doesn't know?
Yeah, go for it.
I didn't want to interrupt your flow there.
No, you're
but-
good.
Oh.
Okay, that's a 5. Would you like to use any inspiration on that, or are you sticking tight?
I'll burn an inspiration. Oh my god.
Oof.
Were you wanting to try it now?
Ooh, that's double nat ones. Rip.
Oofta. No bueno.
Sorry, was Ash making an insight check or no?
Oh, I didn't know if we both could or not.
Yeah, you
I
can, sure.
didn't want-
If you both think you're thinking about this question, then I think that's fine.
Okay, and I want to
I'm
know
also trying
how
to
much...
look up Arena's stat block right now, so this is giving me time to figure that out.
Hell yeah.
That's a nat 20. Okay.
Okay, nat 20, much better.
Okay. All right. Hang on. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, no, she does not seem to know. You think she's telling the truth, that she really doesn't know why he is so focused on her.
To be fair, I think we went through the same exact thing when we met, but I couldn't remember. So
Yeah. No, that's okay.
Yes.
It's totally fair. But yeah, so in that moment, you sense that like that she sort of views this and like with a nat 20, she views this as some sort of like cosmic trial that's happening to her. She's like, this, I guess, is just the cross I've been chosen to bear, and I have no real recourse but to, flee and do my best. So, and he says, well, Erwin says, I don't suppose we're going to puzzle out the mind of that devil tonight. But, I mean, this is Barovia. There are no sure Things. There are no non-risky course of action. If He could send more if he really wants her, but if his attention lies elsewhere, it is possible we can protect her. That's the best I can do. But you should probably act quickly. I don't imagine the situation at the church, if you are going there, will improve by your taking time, but if you are not, then we had best find a place for you to hide.
Okay, so you trusted us with a secret, and I'm going to ask you to trust us with one that's kind of already been trusted to us by somebody else. Our intention was to go to the coffin makers. There are a set of bones that resided at the church, and that's what gave the church the safety that most people kind of felt off of it, right? Well, the groundskeeper boys sold them to the coffin maker, and that was kind of our intention to go and face him to try to get those bones. Do you know anything about that?
I do not. I'm sorry. I know nothing.
You don't know anything?
I do know the coffin maker, but I don't know why he would want those bones. In my experience, he has been a good man, although no one likes to see him coming, you know. But, He sort of looks at Danica, his wife, in the corner, and she sort of looks at him. And you see this almost like silent conversation pass. And she looks considerably more worried once it has, and then he looks and says, I don't know how it will help, unless you have a priest, or, maybe the priest is still alive. If I could go to the coffin makers, there's a chance I could sneak in and steal the bones. If I can find them, even. It's a long shot. But, I imagine it would take a ritual and some time to reconsecrate the place, but as I said, I'm no priest, so. But I think that weakens our defenses here, but maybe shores them up elsewhere. As I said, there are no sure things here in Barovia.
Right.
Okay, so I'm looking at Wondrous and Onyx, who have, not really saying anything. I'm torn. I want to make sure that Yeska and the others are safe at the church, but I feel like maybe these bones could really help us make it safe again.
That reminds me of the saying my grandfather says. When I am a young boy, do we save the birds or break the cage, yes? It's an impossible question, I think.
Where is Wanderous in the window fixing?
I think it's probably been enough time that you have some sort of cursory barricade up.
And surely folks would help and get them whatever. So if Wanderous is done, he's gonna turn to the guy who's the Raven and the rest of the crowd and say, I can send a familiar, I can shapeshift, or you, and he's looking at the guy, the Raven, can go check on the church more closely, or I can, whatever anyone thinks. But I have the ability to change into, like, I could become a hawk and go see, or I could become a rat and head into see what's going on in the coffin maker's house. I can do those things, or I can have a familiar do it if it will help. But she should be kept safe.
I don't want anyone to risk their life in any way that we can prevent. So the very last thing that I would want you to do, talking to the Raven guy, is for you to go and risk yourself trying to discover this by yourself. And even if you were to find the bones, can you carry them as the Raven? Or would you have to sneak back out as yourself, which would be considerably harder?
Yeah, it all depends on the situation. I tell you this. I don't live in Barovia, opposing Strahd as we have for nearly 40-some years. being stupid, taking risks that get me killed. If the place I can't get in, I'm sorry. He sort of looks at all of you and says, "But I will not get myself killed for you. I have children and a wife, and I like being alive, despite sort of gestures vaguely at everything. So." Is a long shot only. If I can get in and get out and the bones can be carried, then hey, it could happen. But, no guarantees.
I didn't mean to insult your intelligence. I just, I want to look out for everybody. If that's something that you feel like you would want to do, and kind of looking at the rest of the party, Ashley will say, do you think we should go check on the church? I definitely don't want to leave Arena indisposed or by herself. I'll say it like this. I don't think that I can sit here knowing that church is on fire without going and seeing if Yeska's okay.
Well, and if the church is destroyed, the bones help nothing.
Worthless. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the bones
Oh.
could possibly be used to reconsecrate it, though. If the bones are what gives it its protective ability, then really they would be useful potentially at the church or any kind of somewhat religious site.
Bonus Mom, do you have inspiration real quick?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'm going to refund your
Okay.
guys' points.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. I didn't
No
catch
worries,
that.
no worries.
Yes, I do. I
Okay.
don't have any from the DM.
Yes. No, you do not. But Ozzy did use his if somebody wants to give that to someone else. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, they sort of look at you and... again, time is of the essence, friends. I know you don't have a long time to deliberate. What's the plan?
Wanderer says, I think we should go to the church first. And he starts to head in that direction unless someone stops him.
Okay. Kind of pull this together. Look into the wife of the innkeep. I don't remember their names. You can keep Arena safe while we're gone?
Yeah, she says, yes, we can hide in the barn. We have allies there. And unless there is a large attack, will probably be enough. And Ismark says, I'm not leaving my sister.
Understood. You guys be safe, and before they go, I'm going to look at the innkeep and say, sorry about this. Is there a chair in there?
Like
a wooden chair?
Yeah, I'm sure there is some. In one of these rooms, there's another. There were 4 in the room you guys were in, so there's wood to be had.
I'm going to pick one up and slam it against the wall.
Okay. And I assume she looks confused for a second until she sees you getting a broken piece of it that looks steak-like, and understands your intent. Okay, so that is going to put Irina, Ismark, and Danica here. Are you guys wanting to try to send Erwin for the bones, or do you want him to stay here and protect Irina?
I think that it's his personal choice to make. If he feels like he wants to go and check it out, I say we should let him.
Okay,
Yeah, we've made it perfectly clear that
we're going
if
to
he
roll a
feels like-
D100. On a 1 through a 74, he's going to stay here. On a 75 to 100, he's going to go look for the bones.
I couldn't imagine sending this stranger we don't know.
hell.
into
That's
Oh
an
my
86.
Oh, man.
So he sort of again exchanges a significant look with his wife, who does look even more worried. He quickly sort of like grabs around the back of her shoulder, plants a kiss on her cheek, and says, "I promise I will be back." And turns into a raven again, and yeets out the window into the night.
Okay,
The
I guess
very
we're all
rainy night.
I feel like we're probably going towards the church, but as we separate ways with Arena and them, I would like to look at the wife and say, we'll go by there as soon as we're done at the church to check.
She nods at you, and then her and Irina and Ismark make their way elsewhere into the building to find the barn. I mean, she doesn't find it; she knows where it is. And okay. Let's see. Okay, and so you guys then head out and you're headed for the church, yes?
Yeah.
Wanderous is.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to wrap that up while Wanderers was walking. I was like,
Yeah, no, that's totally fine.
No. Yeah.
So yeah, if I'm understanding, that is the plan. You guys decide, I guess, on a marching order, if you would please. Who's in front? You can go, in the streets, probably 2 at a time, if you wish.
I feel like Wanderous is in front because he's the one that made the decision he was going.
Okay.
I would like to watch the rear.
Okay, Wanderous in front, ass in the rear.
Hey yo!
Damn right it is.
I did want to say that I wanted to hold on to the. I wanted to hold on to that stake that I had got. That's why I broke another chair.
Okay. Okay, so Ash in the front, or Ass in the back, Wanderous in the front. You can do two in a row, or you can do single file. Cass and Onyx, what's your plan?
I feel like if we're gonna do 2 and 2, I'd be in the back with Ash.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I could be in the front.
Okay. All right. So you race through the streets, making your way. You see that a few buildings here and there are on fire. People are terrified, but it's not just like death and carnage all through the streets. It seems maybe like buildings have been set on fire here and there. But there is a pretty billowing thing of smoke coming from the church as you make your way. And when you arrive, getting closer and closer, you can see as like lightning strikes, you can see a swarm of bats is kind of like circling around the church. Some of them appear to be like flying in windows. Many of the church's windows have been broken. And
have you changed us to a church screen, or are we still stuck in
no, I have
the inn?
not.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm trying to
I was just checking.
grab some stuff for my... I don't know, there's going to be a really easy way to do this. That's probably fine. Okay. And, let's see. I have it. Okay. And you can see, standing atop the church that is burning,
Oh, God.
you can see Strahd, standing just above the entrance to the church. And he is sort of shouting to the people are sort of running and screaming below. As you approach the church, even from a distance, you can see there are several bodies on the steps of the church. The doors have been sundered open. There are kind of like bloody footprints leading inside. And you can hear screams echoing from within. And you can hear Strahd just sort of billowing into the rainy night from above. You stand in a house of lies. You truly believe that you can hide behind your pitiful walls, cut from the trees of my Svalich wood. I am the land, and I am your lord. But are you not fed? Are you not clothed? Have you not roofs? But my land is bountiful, and I am a merciful lord. I do not take more than my due. And his voice is like supernaturally amplified and echoing through the room, through the space. But I have more than my due of insults from you pathetic rats. Your diversions have been amusing, but I brook this disrespect no longer. And he sort of like, just before you get there, he just jumps off the roof of the church and lands with a wet squelch into a pile of bloody bodies and turns and walks inside the burning building. What would you like to do?
it.
Well then.
We know we can't fight him, right?
No, absolutely
There's
not.
no way.
There's no chance.
We don't have a chance against them.
Not yet.
Then the only hope is the bones.
I know this is going to sound really crazy, but I don't think that I'll be able to live with myself if I don't try. I need to sneak up there and see if I can see if Yeska's in there.
Okay.
Do you want me to change into a form that I can maybe sneak in?
Well, I think the only way that I would feel comfortable with that being a thing is maybe we have, and this is, of course, feel free to be like, no, this is terrible. Cass and Onyx, you stay here just out of sight where you can't be seen. I'll sneak up to the doors with Wondrous. And Wondrous, if you want to wild shape from there and go in and check. But so I'm at the door to see if you get into trouble, and that way I can give them a signal. If that
Okay,
makes
so
sense.
what's the plan if you guys do get into trouble?
We're going to die.
I mean, do you want us to come and try to save you? Or do you want us to make Arena the priority?
I would say save the lady.
So
I think
you guys-
Ash would nod to that.
Okay.
Our intention is not to get in trouble, though. And with that, I think that I'm gonna try to sneak up to the doors.
Okay. So I'm gonna say, Cass and Onyx are gonna be maybe, what do you want, 30 feet, 60 feet away from the doors? Something like that.
Yeah, I think that'd be good enough for both of us. I mean, I have movement of 25, but I can still move if needed.
Okay, and then Wondrous and Onyx are going up to the doors to see what they can see. So I'll need a stealth check from, I guess, Wondrous and Ash are going up. I guess a stealth check from whoever's going up first, let's say.
Okay, so you're saying I need to do a stealth check.
18 for Ash.
It's an 18 for Ash.
What did, and Wondrous only got a 10. Okay, so Wondrous is going to burn his inspiration to try it again.
Okay.
And got a 12.
Okay. Yeah, so you approach, and you can see horror unfolding before you. You see a church in flames. Strahd standing at the edge of the hallway. Inside, you see Rictavio, the bard, who is standing there. Does he have multi-sided? Who is standing there in the center of what appears to be some sort of magic circle. There are a bunch of huddled. I actually need to move two of these people. There are a bunch of huddled townsfolk hiding in the circle. You see Yeska in the middle. You see Milivoj in there. You see the priest and Rictavio sort of holding the edge. There appear to be several. From the edge you can probably only see one or two. There are some vampire spawn feeding on several of the dead villagers as Strahd stands there. And as you attempt to sneak up, he says, speaking of rats, and he turns around. I need Ash to make I'm going to tell you in a second what this is. A wisdom saving throw. Your DC is 18.
Can't see it. Dang thing. Trying to make the character sheet bigger so I can see it.
23. You resist. You feel your like your bones trying to crack. Uh-oh, we lost somebody. No.
Oz.
No, Oz, no. Just as it's getting good. All right. I hate to do this because we're at this really pivotal moment, guys, but we are going to hang tight and try to wait for Oz to get back in because I don't want to do this with the cameras all messed up and with him not here. So we're going to hold on a second. And if it takes longer than a few seconds, we're going to cut to break, which is just a bad time.
His internet went out.
His internet died. Okay. How dead is it?
Yeah, is it out or is it coming back on?
That's a big rip. Okay, sounds like this is maybe not like a 2-second deal, so we are gonna cut to break here, guys. God, that is a sucky moment for this to happen before you even know what Ash was the target of. And I can't even, there's my face, before you even know what Ash was the target of. But we will be back as soon as we can, hopefully, guys. Okay, so when last we left our open gaming license, when last we left our heroes, Strahd had just attempted to cast a spell on Ash. Ash resisted the spell. And Wanderous asked Ash, basically, is it go time? Ash, what do you respond? Is it go time?
I think that Ash would probably be looking at Wondrous and then slowly turn to look at Strahd and say, let him go, Strahd.
I think Strahd says, oh, I'm so sorry, my child, but I don't speak in squeaks. And he's going to try to cast another spell on you. I need another wisdom saving throw. DC 18. And that does not save. So, Vincent, all of a sudden, you become very confused as everything in the world changes size. All of a sudden, you are very small. Please. There it is. All of a sudden, you are very small, and you have a fondness for cheese. You have been polymorphed into a rat. And Strahd is going to cast Mage Hand and attempt to grab you. I need you to, using rat statistics, which, if you give me a second, I will give you access to. Doop, 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 doop. Okay. Using the rat statistics I just gave you, if you go back to your thing, I need you to make either an athletics or acrobatics check DC 18 to avoid being grabbed by Strahd's Mage Hand as he attempts to telekinetically yeet you across the room.
Is this another sheet that you've sent me, or?
Yes, it should be another sheet. It should say Ash.
Rat Ash.
Rat Ash, yeah. And we'll just put that next to regular Ash.
This is like the worst time. Okay, so I click, was it dexterity you said?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the better stat. You're going to want athletics or acrobatics. Once again, DC 18. 12. Ash, he grabs you and pulls you telekinetically over to him and holds you in his hand. And he looks at everyone in the room and Wanderers, you can, I guess, let's do this part. You guys can, if you don't have to let this happen, whatever's happening, Wanderers, you guys can start acting. You know, you don't have to just sit here and let me monologue about this. But if you, however you want to respond. So I guess we'll stop here and say, how do you guys want to respond? The rest of you guys see Cass and Onyx. You see Ash turn into a rat and get pulled into the church by magic. So what does everybody do?
I don't know if there's anything we can do. What do you think, Onyx?
And we don't have a lot of time to deliberate. This is like split-second decisions.
If you want to go for him, then that's your call. I'll go with you if you decide to.
Okay, you're talking to Onyx, not
I'm talking to
I'm
Onyx.
kind
'cause
of
we're a little bit
talking to
further
any
back.
of you because
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
gonna.
Wondrous, if you want to start popping off, you can. I'm
Okay,
you know.
well, Wandrous is going to immediately wild shape into a centipede and head for Strahd because he's got no other thing he thinks he can do.
Fascinating. A centipede. Do I have? Is it like a giant?
Gave it to me, the
centipede?
giant centipede.
Oh, those are familiars. I want your wild shapes. There you are. Giant centipede. Okay, boom.
I have 30 feet of movement. I'm 30 feet away from him. I'm planning to change into giant centipede.
Okay, do you
heading
have
for him to
control of
bite
that giant
him.
centipede token? By any chance? Did I give you that? Was I smart enough to have done that?
Oh, wait a minute, I'm not on the right thing. I'm not.
think
I'm
I
on
was.
measure. Don't move. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Oh,
But that
crap.
also
I'm
is
trying
going to
to-
put you in initiative. So with that, I think
Yes.
everybody roll initiative, and you can decide what to do with your turns as they come.
I'm sorry. I just can't
Ash,
imagine what else
roll
Wanderers would have
rat
done.
initiative for me,
Oh no.
as you are. a
Okay.
the rat catcher turned rat over here.
Okay, Wanderers rolled an 11 in
Oops.
initiative, and I forgot to. Oh no, it's there. The giant
forgot to
centipede
click
is
mine.
there.
But I got an 8.
Okay.
Okay, I can edit mine. I got a 15 on my initiative roll.
All right.
Oh no, not that.
Wait, which box is it?
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't mean to do that. Okay,
Where?
perfect.
Do I
Oh,
roll
wow.
for the centipede's points, or I just take the 4?
You rolled as Wandrous?
On the giant centipede, it says my hit points are 4, and in parentheses it says 1d6 plus 1.
You can roll that if you want to see, but you'll have to keep whatever you get.
I better go with the 4.
Okay. All right. So, with the wild shape initiative kicks off. Let's see. That vampire spawn does nothing. Onyx, you are the next to act. Ash has been polymorphed into a rat and
Okay.
dragged into the room, and is currently being held in Strahd's hand with superhuman strength. You can respond to that how you would like.
Gotcha. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cast firebolts
Okay.
at Strahd.
Okie dokie. It's hard to get everybody on screen, guys. I do apologize for that.
There we go.
That's a 24 to hit. Nice.
Yep.
That is
And 7 fire
7
damage.
points of damage. Not bad. Let me look at his resistances. He does not. So that is 7 points of
Oh,
damage. So
the
you launch a
squares.
firebolt, and it hits Strahd in the back, burning into his cloak and skin. He doesn't really seem terribly phased. I mean, it does damage for sure. Like it's,
Yeah.
but you know.
Okay. Let me see if I can move. So, let's go. Yeah, I'm gonna go right up next to Wanderous, right there,
Okay.
and I think that'll be my turn.
Okay. Giant centipede, you're up.
Okay, this is what Wanderous, the giant centipede, wants to do. He wants to move 30 feet up, which puts him into range with Strahd, and he is going to attempt, all giant centipede of him, to bite Wanderous on the hand that is holding Ash.
You mean bite Strahd?
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Sure. I will say a targeted attack like that, you're trying to like disarm him, basically, and make him drop.
I'm gonna bite
right?
him.
Yeah.
But it just occurred to Wanderous as he before whatever that if he bit the hand, it might make him drop Ash.
Sure. So
that's what he aims for.
I'm going to say making a targeted attack like that. I'm not going to give you full on disadvantage. I'm going to give you. He's going to have +2 to his AC for you, like trying to target a specific part of his body. And if you are successful, you might make him drop the rat.
Okay, so I click on the action of bite, correct?
Yes. Okay. You got a 13. I don't know if you want to use inspiration if you have it.
I don't have any inspiration.
You don't have any inspiration. Okay. So 13 does not hit. Oh, that's not even the right guy. 13 does not hit.
Okay.
So you go to bite his hand and he just moves the rat out of the way. This other vampire spawn is going to do nothing. Rat Ash, you're up. The world is very confusing. You have the mental capacity of a rat right now. You're being held very tightly in a human hand. How do you respond to that?
Bite, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, you attempt to bite Strahd. Go for it. I'll give you advantage on this because you're being held in his hand.
Gee, thanks. Well, I appreciate that. It's really helpful, you know.
Okay. That is an 8. 8 does not hit. So you ineffectually sort of just grab at Strahd's hand, bringing it to Strahd, who is going to say, he holds up the rat and just says, "How do you not understand? This is all any of you are to me. But a rat can be a fine enough pet until you tire of it. But you think there is any place in this land where I may not tread? You think you are safe? What have need of you of safety from me? I only take what I need. You have what you need to live. No more insults from me from this place." And he throws you, Ash, as hard as he can at the magic circle. And just before you cross the magic circle, he drops concentration on polymorph, turning you back into a human being. And you slam directly into Rictavio. Everyone in the circle who is on the outer edge of it is going to have to make a DC 18 strength or dexterity saving throw or be pushed out of the circle as your body, with superhuman strength, slams into the front 2 rows of this. Rictavio will not, because he'll just go backwards. But excuse me. Basically, everyone else here will have to make some strength saving throws. You know what? And I'm going to let you guys roll them. So for the priest, Ash, roll me the first d20. Police gets a +0 to this roll.
17.
Brutal. So just barely as you slam in, the priest gets pushed outside the circle. Omega, roll. Rictavio doesn't have to roll. Omega, roll for. We'll just go counterclockwise. Roll for the first commoner.
Okay.
As you slam in at Ash, you end up landing in the square where the priest just left. The first commoner is out of the circle. Ozzy, if you would roll for the next commoner for me. The next one is out of the circle. Bonus mom.
14.
Out of the circle, slips in the blood, and is made prone. We're back to you, Vincent. Oh, and Ash, you are prone as well. As you sort of tumble into the... Okay. Out of the circle. Omega. Roll for Milovaj. Okay, he's pushed back out of the circle.
This is
And
the worst night of my life.
Oz.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Okay, so all of the people at the edge. I'm going to roll initiative for one of these commoners to see where they go in the situation. And we'll just have everyone... and I guess I should have rolled for Rictavio and the priest, too. That's my bad. There's a lot of moving parts to this encounter. I apologize. Okay. Okay. So basically everybody who can is on the edges of the circle gets pushed out as they all sort of slam into each other as Ash's body is flung, de-ratted, and then slams into everyone. So that was Strahd at 8. That brings us to Cass. You are up next.
Okay, let's see. I mean, I'm just gonna be able to move up to, I'm gonna move up here next to Onyx.
Okay.
At the door. And that'll be it.
Okay. You can dash if you want. You don't have to, but you could dash and double your movement.
That'd put me up there with Centipede Wanderers.
It would, yes.
Okay, I'll dash.
Okay. That brings us to the swarm of bats, which is going to swoop through the circle onto the other side and is going to make an attack against one of the villagers. Let's look at this thing's stats. Okay. Okay, and it attacks the top left corner villager for... Let's see, +4 to hit. Oh, okay, it gets a +4 to that. Okay, so that hits for 1 point of damage as these bats just sort of like swoop through, kind of do a drive-by on this person who's still in the circle. That brings us to Rictavio, who is currently using the magic circle spell. It does not appear to require concentration.
He's the one that had the magic circle. I thought it was Strahd.
No. So Rictavio was protecting everyone who was in the circle to some extent.
that tracks now.
From the from the
Damn
thing.
it.
Yeah. So they weren't trapped in there by Strahd. They were being protected a little bit, but it's not like, well, you probably don't know, but it's not full protection necessarily. He can still attack them, but
I thought that this was his thing.
he is going to, oh man, he does not have a lot of options here. Bow, 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 bow. Okay. He is going to cast Death Ward on you, Ash. So he reaches down, and you just feel your body is suffused with some sort of mystical power. I will put Death Ward in chat. Oh, that was GM only. All right, hang on. It lasts for 8 hours. That's what it says. Okay, that is his action. Does he have any bonus actions? I don't think he does. He does not. Nothing is within his reach to attack. That is all he can do. That brings us to the first vampire spawn, which has 2 targets. On a 1, he's going for Milivage. On a 2, he goes for the other commoner. Oof, that's a 1. So this vampire rushes up to Milivage. And let's see. That is a 13 to hit. I actually don't know Milovage's armor class. He's a commoner. He grapples. And he bites Milovage and begins to drain him. Milovage goes down. Onyx, you're up.
I'm gonna go ahead and shoot. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Chromatic Orb at Strahd. It's gonna be fire damage.
Okay. Well, that's weird. I'm not seeing your roll.
Hold on. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn it.
All right, 12 to hit. If you got any inspiration, let me know.
Yeah, I do, and I'm gonna go ahead and use my chat inspiration for that.
Okay.
So
You had got inspiration back, by the way, bonus bomb earlier. I don't know if you've seen.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, 20 hits. We will take the 19 damage off the first one.
Yep.
Fire damage. Nice. Yeah, so you land another solid hit, burning another hole into Strahd's cloak. Who turns and looks and says, I see we have a smart little rat here, do we not? So that's your action. Any bonus action or movement?
I think I'm gonna go ahead and let's see, move to here. I think.
Okay.
And then could I know that there's fire and stuff. Is this room to my right on fire?
Make a perception check.
Okay. Let's see. That's perception.
20. No, you do not as yet sense, like you reach out towards the doorknob, it doesn't appear to be hot, you don't see any smoke billowing out from underneath of the doorway. Okay. You think that it seems for the moment safe in there.
I'm just gonna go ahead and open it, take a step inside, so I'm out of line of sight for Strahd. So
very good.
Right there.
That brings us to the commoners, who are all going to go at once. They are going to attempt to scramble back into the circle. The thing with the commoners is that they are very much out of their element. I'm going to give them a 50-50 shot. So we're going to roll a D100 for each. If it is 0 or it is 1 to 50, they will not make it in. Or if it's 1 to 49, they won't make it in. If it's 50 to 100, they will. So that is 68. The first one makes it in. Crawling back inside. I need to copy this next time. Hang on. Number 2, that's an 80. Number 2 makes it back in. Number 3. I'm going to give them disadvantage because they're prone. That's a 92 and a 71. They crawl back inside, stand up from prone. Number 4. 89. Damn. Milovash doesn't get to roll. That is only a 46. I am going to roll for the priest. Oh, it's not the priest's turn. Well, it's his turn next. And you know what? He actually, well, yeah, he rolls a 69. So that is the end of the commoners. On the priest's turn, he gets up, moves back into safety. And he is going to, what does he have as his okay. He is going to cast Spirit Guardians. So, he has concentration, so we'll put that on him. And an aura around him of, what is why is the text of that spell not going? Come on. Hang on, guys. Oh, that's why. Okay. There's the text of that spell. Okay, so it is a 15-foot sphere around him. I'm gonna make that like that. Bam. So he casts Spirit Guardians. And sort of like summons forth a radiant light in the vicinity and the sort of heavenly host. It is wan and sort of faded, but it attempts to protect him and everyone else in here. Giant Centipede, you're up.
Does anything happen to the spawn that are in that when he cast it?
It will happen on the beginning of their turn.
Okay,
They'll have to
thank
make a
you.
save or take damage.
Wanders the giant centipede is one more time going to attempt to bite Strahd, but he's just
Okay.
biting whatever he can reach.
Sure. Go for it.
Oh, I got the. Hold on. I'm sorry. Giant centipede, where did you go? Okay. I got to pull him up again. I'm sorry. I thought I had him and he's disappeared. Okay, that's
21
a
hits.
21 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 1d4 plus 2 piercing damage or
Okay.
4. And if I went ahead and took the 4 on the hit point, should I just take the 4 on this hit also?
No, go ahead and roll it.
Okay, so it's going to be 1d4 plus 2 piercing. And
Yeah,
I
you
don't
should be
know
able to
if he-
click where it says bite, and it should roll for you properly in chat, like with any other weapon attack.
Well, I did. It did. That's what it did right there. So
Right,
it
it's
did
in
not
21,
roll.
but in chat where you click the word bite and it rolls damage, do you see damage there? 'Cause
Oh, I'm sorry. In chat. Okay, there we go. So 6 piercing plus 9 poison is
okay.
15 points. And I don't know if it works. It
6.
says that after something about if the poison damage. Oh, no, that's if it.
Okay, so the 9 poison is on a failed save. So
Yeah.
he's got to make a save, and it looks like it's an all or nothing, not a half kind of thing, I think.
Okay, and would
So
it
he's
be
got to make a
Wander's?
Constitution save.
Would it be on Wander's?
It says DC 11 con save, so
Okay, thank you.
it
Yeah,
says that.
there it is.
Yep. He gets a 12, so he makes it,
Okay.
but he does still
So
take the
it's
6 piercing
nothing-
damage. He takes
He
the
does
6
take the
piercing damage, but
piercing.
not the poison damage.
Okay.
Okay. So that's your attack. Any movement?
No, Wander's is just staying right there.
Okay. Next up, the vampire spawn has to make, I believe it's a wisdom saving throw. Yes. Okay. Wisdom saving throw from the vampire spawn has to beat priest's DC. It rolled a 12. I think that probably doesn't do it, but I'm going to look it up first. Spell save DC is 13. Priest fails the save. Or not priest. The thing fails the save. It's going to take 3d8 radiant damage.
That's what we like to hear up there.
For 14 points. So 14 points of damage as this vampire spawn sort of sizzles and burns as these spiritual guardians crack into its flesh.
Which spawn is it?
It is the south spawn.
Okay.
Do I actually have the other spawn? Yes, I do. Okay. It still can move here, so it is going to move up to the other one. Let me see anything, because I know it doesn't have resistance to this, but it also doesn't have vulnerability. And it doesn't really say anything about, like, weak to this, other than that it just doesn't regenerate at the beginning of its turn. Oh, incidentally, what types of damage did you guys do to Strahd during the last?
Mine was
Fire?
Oh, excuse me.
It was what, fire and piercing, right?
I mean, I did fire.
I did piercing.
Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, you this thing moves up to this commoner and makes its attack. First is going to be a grapple. Oh my god, that's a 9 to hit. It doesn't hit. So this one commoner is just juking out of the way of this vampire. It takes its second attack to grapple. That is a 13. That does hit. But now he can't bite on the same turn, so he's got to wait till next turn to bite. So this thing walks up to this commoner, sizzling and burning in its bloodlust, and attacks it, but only can grapple, bringing us back to Strahd, who says... yes,
real
go ahead.
quick, just I don't think I'm in the turn order anymore.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yours was a 9, right?
I don't remember.
I think it was, because you tried to bite Strahd right before Strahd went.
Yeah,
So
and then
sorry. It is your turn. Good catch there. And so, Ash, you are prone. You have been... Rictavio has basically reached down and helped you, sort of like pressed on you, and you feel this magic surge into you, filling you with, I don't know, some sorts of feelings. What would you like to do? And you guys can still talk. You don't have to necessarily try to resolve a martial solution to this combat.
Oh, how long can you keep this up, talking to Rictavio?
Let's take a look at Magic Circle. Where did I... Okay. Apparently I didn't put the text in there. Oop. Rictavio, okay. Magic Circle, what does it say? It says 1 hour. And it is not concentration. So he says, oh God, what kind of voice did I give him?
I don't remember.
He says, I've closed the circle, but it's good for an hour, but we're not perfectly safe in here. They can't enter the circle, but they can still attack us.
We've got to get everybody out of here. Whenever he gets bored, we're all dead. And then I'm going to attack the one that's trying to suck on this commoner. So real quick, I don't want to break immersion or ask a stupid question.
Sure.
Is Milovich gone?
The chances of saving him pretty slim, but so he's been bitten and dropped to 0 hit points. Let me see what the vampire spawns thing does. The target dies if this effect reduces it to 0. Yeah, he's dead.
Fuck. Okay. Well,
sorry, for sure.
I'll weep later. I'm going to attack this one that's trying to attack the commoner.
Okay.
Was he going to say something to me, or like?
No. He just,
okay.
Yeah, he just gave you this death ward, and and answered your question about the nature of the magic circle.
I hate to not help with Strahd, y'all, but I'm going to attack this guy here. I'm going to take a step out of the circle and go for him. Now, again, it's been a while since we played, but the stake isn't going to matter unless it's prone, right?
The stake isn't going to matter unless it's at 0 hit points.
Okay, cool. So we're going to do a short sword attack then. Let's say my man Rictavio just taught me all about this, but it's been a while. Okay, for the sword, my roll 20 is so slow. 13.
Okay, 13 does not hit the vampire spawn.
Okay, I would like to use inspiration then.
Okay.
If that's...
Sure, that's fine.
Watch it be worse.
I don't know what you guys can kind of see.
It's
here.
worse.
It's hard to get the... Okay. Yeah, so you take some swipes at the vampire spawn, and unfortunately are not able to connect.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about my things. It's fine. It's not that big a deal.
Oh, your
I have
insightful
these
fighting
stuff.
thing?
Yeah, it's okay.
I mean, you can still do it with your bonus action now, and it'll just set you up to be insightful in the future, right? So I would go ahead and make it, because you might be able to do other things with your bonus action next turn, so.
Okay. Yeah, let's do the insightful fighting then.
Okay.
Make a
Vampire
wisdom
spawn,
insight
deception check. Does not have good deception, or it's not proficient. Oh, damn. You got a nat 20 for a total of 21 on his deception.
Yeah, mine's 14 then.
So as this thing grapples and tries to rip into this commoner, you go to attack it, and it, with superhuman sort of fluidity, slips out of the way. And Strahd says, what do you hope to accomplish with all of this? And he is going to okay, I think okay, it can't willingly enter the cylinder. Disadvantage on attack rolls. Cannot be frightened, charmed, or possessed. Alright, he's got a lot of spells, guys. He says, he looks at the priest and says, it is you who have spread these lies and given people this hope. But no more. And he is going to cast Blight on the priest. So... let's see. Oh, God. He needs to make a DC 18 Constitution saving throw, Mr. Priest. Okay, that is a 9. Damn. Holy crap, I rolled crazy good for that damage. Okay. So, yeah, so he launches this sort of necromantic energy at the priest, and it burrows through the magic circle. And the priest drops to 0 hit points. And drops, unfortunately, his concentration as well on the spirit guardians who fade. That is Cass's turn.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out my trusty old Mace of Disruption, and I'm gonna try to deck Strahd and the Schnoz with it.
Okay, let her rip. Whew, 22 hits.
Okay, and I'm also gonna use a Divine Smite.
Okay.
So let's see if all right, so I'm gonna go and roll the damage for that.
Okay. So let's see. Let's look at... I gotta remember what all the Mace of Disruption does. Which there's actually a handout for it. Apparently there is a Mace of Disruption that you guys could have found. So there already was a handout for it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, when you hit a fiend or undead, it takes extra 2d6. And then you smite it. So the extra 2d6 radiant damage is from the Mace of Disruption. So,
okay, so
it takes
2d6
5
for
bludgeoning, which it'll actually take all of that. So we just add this up at this point. Hang on. So 24. You deal 24 points of damage, some of which is radiant to Strahd, and you see him sort of turn.
Is that before the smite?
That is, well, I think the divine smite is the 2d8 is up atop there. So did you do a higher level smite, or like it included it? The 5 is the mace damage, the 11 is the extra radiant from the mace, and then the 8 that's there that rolled already was the divine smite. Although you actually get an extra 1d8 from him being undead and you doing a divine smite, so you get 1 more d8 on that. Plus 4. Okay, so 4 more. Yeah. So you deal like 32 points of damage to Strahd.
Nice.
So he sort of whirls around and bares his fangs and says, that actually hurt a little bit.
Good. I got more coming.
Okay. Swarm of bats is going to swoop through once again. He has now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 targets. Six. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So, swarm of bats. It's going to attempt to bite. 11 hits, dealing 5 piercing damage. This villager goes down in the circle. There's my... There it is. It's the first thing, you fool. Okay. All right. Then ends up swooping back over to the other side of the thing. That brings us back to Rictavio. God, he doesn't have a lot he can do here. He is going to... he's going to step over behind where you were, Ash, and he's going to cast Cure Wounds on the priest, giving him 7 hit points and bringing him back up. Bringing us to this first vampire spawn, who is munching on Milavage. Onyx, that brings us to you.
I think, shoot. Let's do this. Okay, that's still within range. Okay, I'm gonna pop out, and I'm gonna go ahead and target the one that's attacking Milovich.
Okay.
And let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do firebolts to it. So let me get that rolled.
21
There we
hits.
go. And 8 fire damage.
Nice. Yeah, so that is like munching on Milavage, and through the whirl of combat, you blast this firebolt from the other end of the church, which slams into it, and it sort of like turns and hisses at you as well. Any more movement?
I don't. I think I'm just gonna pop back into the room, but that'll be it. So
Okay, it is the commoner's turn. There is only one commoner that is alive and outside. And one of the commoners needs to make a death save. So one dead commoner rolling a death save. That is an 8. That's 1 failure. Can I mark that down in here? No, I can't. Whatever, it's fine. So that's 1 failure for that. Chat, help me keep track of that, if you don't mind. And this one is going to try to break the escape grapple on this vampire spawn. Does it tell me what that escape DC is? 13. You break the grapple. He does not have any adds to strength. Does not break the grapple. That's everything from the commoner. It is the priest's turn. The priest... let's see. Honestly, the best thing the priest can do again. Well, yeah, the priest is going to move. Unfortunately, he has to step outside the circle to do so, but he's going to cast Cure Wounds on the one villager who is not fully dead. Sorry, Roll20 is being kind of a bitch today. Whatever, I'm just going to roll it. I know how Cure Wounds works. This 1d4 or 1d8 plus this thing. He is going to cast this at 2nd level, so this is 2d8 plus 3. Oh, no, he's not. 1d8 plus 3, because it only has 4 hit points. I'm a dumbass. So it basically has to get max hit points, Yeah. So, brings back the one villager who is no longer making death saves. Struggling hard to keep everybody alive. That's the priest. Giant centipede. You're up. You're muted as well.
Giant centipede, it's still, if he would hit with the poison, is the best he knows that he's got at this point. So
Okay.
he is heading, like he's trying to bite Strahd just in the face anywhere he can, just lunging at Strahd, all big body of him, attempting to bite him.
Yeah.
That's a 23 to hit.
23 hits.
All right, then we need that 11 save again.
On save from Strahd. He gets a 20. That's it.
Okay, then that's the end of it.
Okay, he takes. You
wait,
said.
I did damage 4 piercing.
Okay. All right. That brings us to this vampire spawn. You've attacked it, but it has somebody grappled. I'm going to say it's an even 50 as to what it decides to do. 1 through 49. It bites above that, and it goes for Ash. Oh. Okay. The vampire spawn is going to attempt to bite the target. 22 to hits for way more than this person's max HP. The second villager, despite their valiant struggles, has been bitten and has sort of their whole neck and throat torn up. They are dead. Ash, you're up.
Okay, I know that I'm in like combat with this thing, but I'm gonna like wildly kind of call out to the little group here. Is there another way out of here?
Yeah, I think the priest just shouts, I don't know, the windows?
Shit. I mean, I'm gonna attack this guy. I feel like I would be trying to formulate a way to say that we have somebody going after the bones. I guess that's what I'd say.
Yeah.
I guess I would probably say the bones should be here anytime now. I don't know if that's going to do us any favors, but gotta hold on to something.
11 to hit.
Yeah, I don't have inspiration, so.
Okay.
Do I have DM inspiration? I don't think I do.
Look in the top left corner of your character
I don't.
sheet.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. And Strahd says, the bones will be here, but you've all brought your own. Well, I suppose if you're going to make this difficult, at the end of your turn, actually, Strahd is going to use a legendary action to move. Let's see. Strahd's legendary actions. Where the hell are these things? There they are. He can move and not provoke opportunity attacks, so faster than the rest of you can react. Strahd skitters across. This is difficult terrain, so he gets to here. And then on his turn, he moves the rest of the way over to the priest. He's going to make an attack on the priest with his claws. There's a 23 to hit. He grapples the priest. He's going to try to bite. That is a 23 to hit for 17 points of piercing and necrotic damage. The priest is brought to 0. And it reduces, yeah, so the priest is back unconscious. He's actually not dead yet, but Strahd has bitten into the priest and is beginning to kill him. Cass, you're up.
I don't think I... Let's see. Ooh, is that melee range?
Yes, that is 30 feet, and the The outside the circle counts as difficult terrain, but if you can work it that you go inside the circle, you might be able to get to him. But I think, do dwarves have 30 feet of movement, or is it 25?
25.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's 25. Okay, then yeah. In the meantime, I guess I'm gonna move into the circle to try to
Okay.
redirect onto Strahd.
Okay. So I don't think you can share a space. Yeah, but you can get there.
Yeah.
Okay. You do have your dash if you want a double movement just to get into position.
Okay, so. Sure. Oh, shoot. Okay, yep. And that'll be it for me.
Okay. Swarm of Bats now has several more targets. And okay, it's got about 10 targets. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Swarm of Bats making an attack on one of these random villagers. 8. Wow, misses. So the Swarm of Bats basically just flies through the group, but doesn't actually manage to inflict too much damage on anybody. That is Rictavio. Rictavio looks around. He doesn't really have any particular way to get to the priest, but what he can do is get over here next to you, Ash, and he has this sort of cane that he walks around with. He whips a sword out of it. Classic sword cane maneuver. And you can see that his blade is silvered, Ash. And he is going to make an attack. He gets 2 attacks. Jesus, that's only a 12 and a 10. He misses. So, having started feeding on this thing, he can't get a good hit in. It's like it's moving the dead body to like soak up the hits, and then like coming out and hissing at you guys. And Rictavio is just saying, "Damn it!" That brings us to this vampire spawn snacking on Milovage. Doesn't really have any other good targets, and is also in the middle of a snack. So that's it for him. Onyx, you're back up again.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. Shoot. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and move up. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to target the one attacking Milovash.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna do same thing, fire bolts at it. Damn it.
Okay, that's a nat 1. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my DM inspiration for that.
Okay.
So take that away.
14. Does a 14 hit this thing? It unfortunately does not.
Okay.
So you fire your
Yeah.
firebolt and unfortunately miss. Anything else from Onyx?
No, I think that's it.
That brings us to the commoners. Do any of the commoners have anything they need to do? No. The only ones that are outside the circle are dead. The ones that are in the circle are just cowering. I guess these ones want to try to get as far away from... Everyone wants to try to get as far away from Strahd as possible. So I think they move, like, away from him as much as they can. So they start, like, trying to cower up towards the other end of the circle. And I guess, actually, they can kind of do that. Maybe not. I mean, it's hemming some of you guys in a little bit, maybe. But that, I think, is their rational choice, is to get as far away from Oh, they wouldn't get into melee with another vampire, though, so... they're trying to get as far away from danger as they can and hide behind you guys. That brings us back to the priest, who needs to make a death save. The 19, that saves, but is not 20, unfortunately. Giant Centipede, you're up. Oh, also, real quick, just for folks in chat, sound off. Who has chat inspiration? Vincent.
I'm pretty sure I just received it after I failed that one. Yep,
yes.
I'm good.
Ace gave it to Vincent. Omega.
I do not have chat
Okay,
inspiration.
that's negative for Omega. Ozzy
I've got it.
does have it. And Bonus Bomb.
I think I do. I'm trying to get to my core page to see here.
Sorry.
Yes, I have
Okay.
chat inspiration.
So everybody except for Ozzy currently has it. Or no, Omega
No,
and Ozzy don't have it?
Onyx.
I've got it.
Okay, so Onyx is the only one that doesn't have it. Okay, well now you do. Congratulations. Okay, Bonus
Okay.
Bomb. Wondrous.
All right, so Giant Centipede, with everything that was happening, he really was kind of stuck with Strahd before, but Strahd moved away. So as a bonus action, I'm dropping the Giant Centipede.
Wait a second. I don't know. You're not a I don't know if you actually can as a bonus action.
Well, now wait a minute. It says you can stay in a beast. You can revert to your normal form earlier by using a bonus action on your turn.
Oh, okay, so they've changed that.
You
Oh,
automatically.
it's the going in. That's right. It's if you're not a circle of the moon druid, you can wild shape as an action and not a bonus action. But you wild shaped before combat started. Okay, that's fine. My bad. Yes,
All
you
right.
can. You can turn back into regular Onyx. Or regular
Wondrous,
Wondrous. I know
I believe.
who you are. My bad. Okay.
Okay,
turn,
so we're losing Giant
layer,
Centipede.
token layer. Okay, it's goodbye, Giant Centipede, which is at 11.
Okay, and I'm going to whip out Thither
Okay.
and aim at the one. I'm figuring that with the mace on Strahd, we know we can't do anything to Strahd. Wondrous is going to aim for the spawn that's closest to him beside Ash
Understood. Go ahead and
with
roll.
Thither. Okay, there we go.
16 does hit.
Okay, let me get to chat. That's 7 piercing damage.
7 piercing damage. Thither is not magical, is it?
Now wait a minute.
I don't think it is, but
It's a +4, 1d8 +2.
okay, no, it's not. It's just your special. You've named it and it's special, but it's not like
Yes.
a +1 magic one. Okay.
No.
Cool. So yeah, you hit and the weapon thuds into the creature. Anything else from Wondrous? You've bonus action, that's your action, any movement.
Yeah, Wondrous is gonna move a little bit closer
Okay.
now to the just to where his options are. He's closer
Okay.
to the action.
That brings us to that vampire spawn who's actively being attacked by 2 different people and is therefore going to stop snacking. I'm going to see neither one of you hit it, so no one has really been much of a threat yet, but we're going to see who it goes for.
I did hit it. Didn't
You
I?
hit it,
I
but
think-
Rictavio
yeah,
and
melee
Ash have
range.
not hit it, so melee
Okay,
range.
excuse
So
me.
it's just a crapshoot. 1 is Rictavio, 2 is Ash. As to who they're going to go for. Who is Ash? All right, Ash. You got a claw coming at you. As a
Gonna be the
22
15.
to hit, it is going to try to grapple you. And I guess it just says it can grapple you. So rather than dealing damage, it grapples you with its claws. It is going to try to bite you. It is a 23 to hit.
I'll do it.
You take 4 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And you take 6 necrotic damage. And your hit point maximum is reduced by 6.
Damn.
And if that effect brings you to 0, then you die. Which it doesn't, but if your max HP gets brought to 0 by that. So
Right.
okay, so that is Ash. Also, don't forget what your max HP was to begin with, because we'll need to put it back at some point if you don't die.
Right.
Okay, and then that brings us to you. So you have been grappled, and this thing is like biting into your neck. And then it sort of like whispers in your ear. You taste kind of funny.
Okay, so it's a strength saving throw to get out.
It is an athletics check, DC 13, or acrobatics, if you prefer.
It's the same thing on my end. Well, no, it's not.
No,
Acrobatics.
your
actually
acrobatics
do
would be
better.
higher. 14 gets it. Whew, it's close. But you do manage to finally pull away from the creature, which sort of stares at you with blood dripping down its face. Fangs bared. What would you like to do? Oh, that's your action, I think, to escape. So, bonus action or anything else.
Let me see what I got. First off, I want to yell to the people, get out of here. The way to the door is open. Go.
Okay.
And I legit don't think there's really much else that I can do. I mean, we can try to use insightful fighting again, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Which is an inside check, right?
Yes. It's contested by their deception, I believe. Ooh, you got a 25.
Thank
They
God.
can't even beat that with a nat 20, but we're going to roll anyway just to see. 16 does not win. So, yeah, now that this thing has tasted your blood, you sort of get the measure of it. You know how it's moving. Okay, you have taken. You have not taken radiant damage from since your last round. Okay. Strahd sees Cass, turns at you and smiles, and is going to make he's going to make a claw attack against the target that he has held, dealing 28 points of damage, and then he's going to bite it.
Wait, so is that the
Priest.
The priest, dealing
Okay.
17. So he executes the priest. You see him just like rapidly shove his claws into the priest's body and just like crack his rib cage. You hear with a sickening snap as he holds this priest, and he just pulls and drinks blood, and you see the priest falls down,
You're gonna pay for that.
fully dead. And he turns and he says, "It would truly bring me pleasure to see you try to make me." And then he snaps his fingers and says, "Dinner is over, children." And he is going to turn to leave out the window. Ash, you will get an attack of opportunity.
Gladly.
No, not Ash. I'm sorry. Well, Cass, you get an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
But
Yeah, then-
Ash, you'll get one when this other vampire
Yeah,
tries to leave, so
okay.
we'll just use that
Okay.
roll.
My bad.
No, it's good. I said the wrong name. I did. That was on me.
Yeah, I was a little confused. Yeah, like I thought you were talking about me, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I was. I just
Okay.
said the wrong name.
Then I'm gonna use my mace
Okay.
once again. I'm burning inspiration.
Okay.
Fuck this guy.
Let her rip. $18 hits Strahd.
Okay, so damage. I'm using another smite.
Okay.
For whatever reason, it didn't
So that
roll.
is 11. That's okay. Go ahead and roll. It'll be 3d8.
Okay, yeah, I'll just put that here then. Well, I'm trying to. There we go.
17. Yeah, as you swipe at him, he looks again at you, Cass, and says, "She chose well." And he once again turns into a swarm of bats and flies out the window. That brings it to your turn proper, Cass.
Okay, I'm gonna, well, yeah, I'm gonna move into a, let's see, like into a centralized location, and I'm gonna get ready to start healing what wounded I can on my next turn.
Okay. Okay, the swarm of bats is going to take one more swoop. It has about 4 targets. Uh-oh.
I don't like uh-oh.
And it swoops through, and Yeska drops to 0 hit points as he is swarmed by bats,
Shit.
which then fly out the window. That brings us to Rictavia, who is going to make a perception check. He has really good perception. That's a 12. Rictavio is going to... yeah, I think Rictavio has noticed what's happened. He's going to move over and cast... He's going to take an attack of opportunity from the vampire spawn. 16. Does a 16 hit Rictavio? It does. So he's going to take 8 points of slashing damage as he backs up. But he is going to go and cure wounds on... already done second level cure wounds. I'm going to do a first level cure wounds. Nope. On... I don't know why this thing is... Oh, there it is. Okay. On Yeska. For 6 points of healing. Okay. That brings us to the first vampire spawn, which is going to sort of raise its head with a spray of blood from Milivaj's body, grin at everyone, and then yeet itself out the window and flee. Onyx, you're up.
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and cast firebolts at the last one here. Let me get to that. Firebolts. Let's see. Yeah, I don't hit it. I don't assume.
Yes, 9 does not hit.
Yeah, so I think that's just gonna be my turn on that. Because I don't think I have anything else. Yeah, I don't have anything else right now. So.
Okay. Yeah. That is it for Onyx. Next up is the commoners. None of them are dead or unconscious. Well, none of them who are not... Some of them are dead, but none of them are unconscious and making death saves. The priest is dead. Goodbye, priest. Wanderous, you're up.
Wanderous drops back where he's got clear sight at the one who's left, and he's gonna just aim another dither at him.
Okay.
If I could get my character sheet up. Come on. There we go. The 19 to hit, and 10 more piercing damage.
Okay. All right. And you hit this thing, and it also turns to leave. Ash, you do get an attack on it. You rolled it earlier.
It was 17 earlier.
17 hits. You want to go ahead and roll damage. You don't get the sneak attack, but you do get the 5 piercing damage. And it is silvered, so it does the damage that it is. And it makes its way just out the window. The other ones are farther away. You might be able to get a pot shot off as it goes, Ash. I don't know if you're inclined to do that or if you have any other wishes.
No, I feel like I would 100% drop back next to Yeska. So I'm gonna pop right. I don't think I'm sharing a space here.
Yeah. Well, that is actually going to bring us out of initiative. So, The vampires attacked. The church is still mostly on fire. The magic circle is intact, although the rain coming down, the thunder you can hear outside, the church is not necessarily burning down completely. You get the sense.
I'm gonna go ahead and go. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No.
I was just gonna say I'm just gonna go ahead and just use my cantrip Ray of Frost just around to try to put out the fires.
Okay. Yeah. And so Onyx starts trying to put out some of the fire. The priest is dead. Neck torn open, 2 massive claw marks ripping into his torso, many bones broken. Milivage is also dead, as is one of the commoners who was alive when you entered. There are several more who have been killed. There's 3 of them on the steps of the church, 3 or 4 more of them here in the room. It is a scene of carnage. Yeska is alive, as are many of the commoners. The magic circle will be in effect for most of the rest of another hour. What would you like to do?
Okay, so hold on. Shh. Okay, so out of everyone that's still alive, can I tell if anyone's like very like physically harmed or anything like that?
The only person who is still, there are 2 people who are still alive who have taken any damage at all. Ash and Rictavio. All of the commoners appear to have been healed. There is 1 commoner missing like 1 HP. They have like some light wounds from one of the bat swoops.
Okay, well, I'm gonna use lay on hands to heal up Rictavio and Ash.
All right, Rictavio is missing about 8 hit points. I don't know how many you want to give him.
I'll give him the and it looks like Ash is missing 4, so I'll spend 12 out of my 20 to get them both back to full HP.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to take your prone off of you, Ash. We're not prone the whole time. Okay. All right. In the immediate aftermath again, Wandress is running around trying to trying to put out some of the fire. Wandress and Ash, what are you doing? Cass is trying to heal up some of the folks who have been attacked.
Wandress is going to go find a bench and sit down on it, and he is hollow-eyed and slack-jawed, and it's like his eyes are almost glazed over. He's just... There's nobody home right now for Wandress.
What about Ash?
Ash is going to lean down, and is Yeska conscious?
Yes, Yeska is conscious, but was prone as he had fallen.
Okay. Are you okay?
And you are Mask Ash.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's going to blow his mind.
Has the kid met Mask Ash yet? Okay.
No.
So he sort of comes to and says, "Are you?" Are you there?
Yeah, I heard you. That's all I heard.
Oh,
Did you
sorry.
say
He
something
says,
else?
"Who are you?"
Oh, sorry. I was like,
I didn't say it very loud.
All I heard was
yeah,
you.
that's my bad.
It's me, Ash. I know that I look different, but it is Ash.
Pretty lady.
Yes. Come here. Let's get you cleaned up. And I think that I would probably try to coax him into one of these pews here.
What happened to Pretty Lady?
Some days I just look like this. Some days I look like how you met me.
Every day I look like this, but not, minus all the blood.
I think I like it without all. I like you better without all the blood, buddy.
This was pretty bad day.
Oh, yep. Heavy sigh. And like I said, if I can coax him into a bench, I'm going to start trying to get him cleaned up.
Yeah. You start trying to get him cleaned up. What happened?
I think Ash kind of keeps, cleaning him up just for a moment or two before he says anything or they say anything. Strahd attacked.
He looks
had
over.
you-
Go ahead. Sorry.
He had you and a bunch of other people captive, and when we got here, Rictavio had you inside the circle, and he's gone now.
He looks very seriously at you and says, Is this because I told?
Because you told what?
About the bones.
This isn't your fault, Yeska. Strahd is a monster, and he would have attacked on any sort of whim that he had. This is in no way or no shape or form your fault. As a matter of fact, I heard him say that he heard the priest lying to the people about how safe it was here. He would have attacked either way.
What if it wasn't always a lie? What if I made it a lie?
Made what a lie?
And it is safe.
I don't know, buddy.
And he looks over at the body of the priest and cries. And I think probably just like buries his head sort of in your, torso kind of. Cass. While all of that is happening, Rictavio walks over to you and says, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt the medicine here, but he said your companion seems a bit indisposed at the moment. I don't want to interrupt, but you said something about bones? What was that about? Uh-oh. Cass, I'm sorry. Cass, are you still there? Oh, what's going on? Okay, he made it to step away. In that case...
Oh, no, I'm here.
No, you're there. Okay.
Sorry. What's up?
Yeah, so Rictavio comes up to you and says, your companion there seems indisposed with the child. I don't want to interrupt, but he said something about bones. What was that about?
So there was a set of bones kept in this church that the priest said made it safe, but very recently the bones were stolen and allegedly sold to the coffin maker, so the church lost its supposed safety net. And apparently that kid was either the one that sold the bones to the coffin maker or told the coffin maker about the bones.
Let's see. Well, the priest is dead. Someone might be able to reconsecrate them if we could find them. Where are they?
Might could. I'm honestly not sure if I can.
Sorry, folks. We just got raided. Welcome, raiders. We're playing Curse of Strahd. I have just emotionally damaged all of these people. So many apologies to all of you. You came in just after the big sad. But thank you so much for the raid. If someone, I don't know if anyone can shout them out. I can't do it while I'm live.
Do you have a shout out command on this page?
I have both the backslash and the exclamation point.
Oh,
Feel
right,
free to
right.
use both and or either.
Got
But
you.
welcome in, raiders. Thank you so much for popping in. Much appreciated. And yeah, so Rictavio, so he asked you where the bones were. Sorry, I got distracted. Cass, what did you respond with that?
Oh, well, he said that, they would probably need to be reconsecrated. And I said, I could. I honestly don't know.
I see. Well, where are they now again? Do we know?
We have some allies working on trying to get them.
Yeah, and I think with that, actually, a raven flits in to the devastation, lands on the ground, and then transforms. No, he wouldn't do that in front of everybody. I'm wrong. So a few moments later, I apologize, everybody. Erwin Mardikov, who you guys already know, so I'm not revealing anything here. But he does come into the church. Where did I put this guy? Holding a sack, a sort of like dirt-covered sack, and he walks in. And just sort of looks around at the devastation, but he holds the sack out to whoever is nearby. Cass, Wanderous, Onyx, whichever one of you is sort of there when he comes in.
I think I would point towards Cass, I think. Because I kind of was overhearing the conversation a little bit. So...
Yeah, and he... sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Wanderous, were you going to say something?
Just that Wanderous is oblivious.
Okay.
He's just sitting there in shock.
Yeah, Erwin walks up and hands you a sack, Cass, and says, the place was deserted. The coffin maker was dead. As I passed, flying through the city, I saw some creatures return there. I suppose they were looking for these, didn't bring them with them. So whatever we're doing, we might want to try to do it quick. As he hands over the sack full of bones.
Okay. And I'm going to take the bones. And I'm going to walk up to Ash and the boy and say, we need to get these where they were originally fast. Back in the crypt or, down where they were before they were taken.
Okay.
I think...
Go ahead.
No, you're good.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say that Ash probably looks up and then looks down to Jessica. I know it's hard, buddy, but can you show me where these go? Can you show me to the crypt?
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Me or Ash?
I'm gonna say Ash in this case.
Okay.
$18, yeah, I think that'll do it. He sort of sniffles and kind of like wipes his nose. And he kind of looks around at all the other people here. And then sort of like leans in and says, I think maybe we should keep it secret.
And I'll just nod and stand up and I'll hold on to him as long as he wants me to. I'll say like that. If you feel him pull away, that's cool. But if he wants me to hold on to him, that's cool too.
I mean, I think make an insight check. 11. Yeah, it's hard to tell. He's crying, and you're not really sure what he means by that. He could mean that he doesn't want to tell you. He could just mean, like, he doesn't think that we should do it in front of all these people because people knowing about it was kind of the problem in the first place.
In that case, I think I'll lean down and whisper. If you need to do this alone, that's okay. But if you want me to go with you, I can do that too. You tell me what you want.
He says, I just don't want everyone to know. It's here in this room, but I don't want them to know where it is.
Could we get... Oh, Lord, what's the bard's name? Rictavio?
Yeah.
Could we get Rictavio and Erwin to maybe take them back to the bar? I have to be here because I have to be the one that tries to reconsecrate them. But if we could get Rictavio to get everyone else out of here...
It's whatever
Because
you think,
once
Yeska. That's we have whatever it is we need to do. We need to do it now.
Okay.
But I will leave this decision in your hands.
He's like 9.
Well, he feels bad about this being like. Do you want me to make the people go away? Let's ask this in a.
He nods.
Got it. 10-4.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Ash is gonna stand up, folks. We gotta clear this room now, with as much authority as I can muster.
Okay. Yeah. Make a persuasion check.
And while in the course of that, whenever people start to move or Ash says that, Wandrous is going to shake his head and then stand up and he's going to be like, he's going to actually make a noise of total frustration. And so I'm hoping because he's big that as he does that, he's forgotten that he ever scared anybody and he just seems kind of big and yeah.
15 on that persuasion.
Yeah, with the 15, I think Erwin and Rictavio pitch in and help. And they are both, they're pretty well known in the town and stuff. And Rictavio kind of saved everybody's ass with that magic circle situation.
No doubts.
So they start ushering people out. Ash, Rictavio comes to you and says, my cover is blown. I won't be safe here from Strahd any longer, I assume. I have a tower to the west. Take the northern fork and then north again, near Lake Baratok. Come and find me.
Okay,
I'll
I
be
think
leaving
Ash
in the
would.
morning.
Okay, Ash would probably reach out their hand to grasp it and thank you.
Well, we are all prisoners here. We might as well work together. And they all, except for Yeska and you guys, leave and head to probably the inn. Would be the safest place that everyone would go. And you are left with Yeska and the bodies of the villagers, Milifaj and the priest. And once everyone is gone, Yeska shows you to a kind of spot in the floor over near the corner of the altar where the floorboards are a little newer than the other ones, and points at it.
Okay, somebody want to help me with these? Just to the room in general, and I'll go to trying to. Is it like a trap door? Or is it like you have to pull boards
no,
up?
You're gonna have to like bust the floor and replace the boards.
I think that Wandrous would definitely help.
Okay. Yeah, let's have Wandrous make a strength check and Ash make a sleight of hand check.
Well, Wandrous got an 11. But Vincent
Nat
got a
20
nat
on the
20.
side of hand.
Ooh, nat 20 on the height of the hand. Okay, I think 11 is enough. It's not that, I mean, it's old wood. It's not that hard to mess with. But the nat 20 on the sleight of hand, you feel like you're able to pry these up in a way. Ash, you're able to help not damage them, that you don't think it's going to be any more noticeable than it might have already been. Like, you can't do anything about the fact that whoever broke it and repaired it before, it already is kind of obviously repaired. but with the nat 20, you don't make that situation any worse. And yeah, you look under and you see there's just sort of this like spot underneath the floor that's kind of down into the dirt that clearly has kind of a divot in it where something was before.
Cass here.
Okay. So I'm gonna take the bones and I'm going to place them in the spot. And at that point, Cass would lay a hand on the bones, grab grab her holy symbol, and just start uttering a prayer to Torm to return the protection to this place, to keep these people safe from the great evil that plagues this land.
I think in support of
Go ahead.
that Wanderous would also grab his shard and hold on to it also, just knowing that something of a spiritual nature is happening.
Sure. Wandress, I'm going to have you make a... I'm going to say make a religion check. And if you... 11. I was going to say if you beat a 10, you can give advantage. So, Cass, make a religion check with advantage.
This is 110% just like I'm not trying to hop on everybody.
I got DM inspiration.
Okay.
I'm burning the shit out of
Okay.
that.
But I feel like just as a kind of in the moment kind of thing that Ash is so desperate for this to actually work that they probably grasp their locket
Okay.
and kind of just like
Yeah.
probably not praying or anything, but like probably think about Thorin or whatever, you know, kind of willing this to work, you know.
Yeah.
All right,
It's more just for a
17.
flavor thing rather than
Okay. Whew. So, here is what happens on a 17. On a 17, Onyx, you see in the doorway of the church another vampire approaches. Cass, it's going to take... You're close, but it's going to take a little more than that. But realizing that the bones are missing, they've sent someone back to try to disrupt the ritual. I need everyone to roll initiative once again.
okay.
Okay, so
if I'm okay.
I'm gonna try my best to keep concentration, I guess, on my prayer.
Yeah, so let's talk about mechanics. I think what we'll do, we will do a skill challenge at this point for you,
Okay.
Oz, basically. You're going to have a certain number of religion checks. I'm going to say it's tough. Like, you're consecrating this whole thing. I'm going to say it's going to take you 3 DC 15 religion checks, and you're going to have to maintain concentration on it. So, if you have your concentration broken, you're going to have to start again.
Okay, do you still want me to roll initiative?
Yes, because you're going to need to be in initiative for sure.
Oh my god.
Okay. Turn on this thing. Okay. You're dead. You're gone. You're gone. You're dead. You're gone. And you're gone. Whew. Okay, who am I missing? Onyx, what is yours? Yours is an 8.
Mine's an 8, yeah.
Man, okay, so Ash, actually, I guess you hear Onyx yelp or something, and see as you're holding your locket in your hand, you turn and look with some amount of horror. And I guess I also need to move people. This ritual, unfortunately, happens at the corner of this altar where the priest was, so you've had to move the priest. I don't think there's a way, Cass, just by the nature of this, I don't think there's a way for you to be inside the circle, just because of where in the corner it is that this is taking place. But the circle is still up. It has not been more than an hour yet. So
Well, if Wanderous was trying to support them,
and the rest of
I
you
feel
guys,
like-
sorry, can move around wherever you would
Yeah.
think you would be. My apologies.
I feel like
yeah.
Wanderous was
Okay.
closer to the action. Not because I'm trying to get in the circle. I just think that if he was trying to help
I
in any
think-
way he could, he'd be close.
Yeska would probably be on the other side.
Yeah,
of this.
I'm just gonna stay where I am.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. Ash is first.
Okay. Before I do anything, I'll look directly at Yeska. Do not leave this circle and stay right there. And then I'm going to hop into action.
Okay.
Okay, for starters. I wish I knew what the ruler thing was. I can never figure out how to measure on this.
Yeah, so if you click the ruler and click snap to center and then like click in a space and drag, it'll give you like a ruler. I don't know if you've seen mine.
There we go. I've been wondering how to do that for ages, dude.
Yeah, you can either have it snap to the center of a square or snap to the corner of a square. It looks like yours is on the corner, but it shouldn't really actually matter all that much.
Okay, well then what I'm gonna do, that way Onyx isn't up here alone. Kind of get up here and help cover the retreat back to the circle.
Okay.
Cass will buy you the time you need. We're gonna pop right up here next to Onyx.
Okay. Also,
And-
Cass, you're at 1 success.
Okay.
We will count your first success, so you've got to get 2 more before you lose concentration.
Bet.
I think what we're gonna do on my end, let's do an insightful fighting.
Okay.
That is a drum roll, please. 16 insight.
Ooh, that beats a 15 deception.
Woo, let's go.
Oh.
And rather than waste my time with a weapon that's not even going to affect this guy, we're just going to ready a silvered short sword attack for whenever
Okay.
it gets in range.
Beautiful.
And that's
Okay.
what I got.
Alrighty. This thing sees the 2 of you and definitely thinks Onyx is the easier target, being much smaller. Is going to race over. You will get your attack when it gets into melee, so go ahead, Ash, and make your attack.
$18 to hit.
18 hits.
Okay. And it'll be 12 total because I do believe I'll get
Nice.
sneak attack, right?
You will get sneak attack.
All right.
Yeah, so you land a solid hit on this thing, which turns and hisses at you. However, it is going to attack Wanderous, or not Wanderous, is going to attack Onyx.
Mhm.
For a nat fucking 1.
Woo! Let's hear it, baby.
Okay,
We need this
it's
win,
going
y'all.
for a second attack. That's only a 12. Is your AC lower than 12?
It is, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. You take 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And it can't grapple you because it's doing the damage. You get the sense it's trying to just burn through you, but those are its 2 attacks. Wanderous, you're up.
Okay, Wanderous is going to move forward a bit, seeing what's happening. He'll stay in the edge of the circle, but he's close enough. I believe that's close enough. Let me see. Yes, to where Wanderous whips out his thorn whip, which is what something in his last leveling up that he exchanged for, and he now has thorn whip. So I don't think it's in there anywhere. I create a long vine-like whip covered in
Yes.
thorns that lashes out at my command toward a creature. Make a melee spell attack against the
Yeah.
target.
So you would click it just like you would basically any other.
Okay, can I click it? Let's see. I don't even know that it's in my spell sheet, but that's what
Oh,
I'm saying,
okay.
because
Yeah, I can-
you
I
and
can
I
get it in there for
decided
you.
on it tonight.
Sure. Sorry, I can make that happen.
Okay. You're going to put it in my spell sheet? Or?
Yep. I can do that. Hang on. You might have to open it and close it again, but I'll let you know in a second.
Okay. I'll
Horn
just wait.
Whip.
Yeah.
And you were taking out guidance, right?
Yes.
You were doing because you hit level 4 and you can swap one out. Okay, there you go. If it didn't change for you, close your sheet and
It's
reopen it.
there.
Okay.
Okay, I'm hitting Thorn Whip, and that's a 25 to
Ooh.
hit.
Okay. All
And
damage.
I'm going to do 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
And if I'm successful, I'm also yanking it 10 feet towards me.
Let's see.
But I don't know if I can yank it through them. I'm not sure how that works.
I don't know. Let me find out.
Because all it says is If the creature is large or smaller, you pull the creature up to 10 feet closer to you, but that's all it says.
Yes, you can. So you do actually pull it 10 feet closer to you past your friends.
Okay. It's not really grappled or anything, though,
No.
although it is
And it's not
in
prone
the
or anything.
right, but it's in the I mean, the thorn whip still is holding it, right?
No, it happens and then it stops.
And
so
then
like
it stops.
it gets
Okay, thank
yanked
you.
and that's it.
Okay, I gave it a yank.
Okay, that's Wandrous. Onyx, you're up. This thing is right behind you.
Okay.
Cass, did you roll initiative?
Oh,
Did you actually get a 1?
I got
Yeah.
a 3, but my
Oh,
initiative's minus
Okay.
2
Wow,
because Dex was my dump stat.
brutal. I saw that and I was like, damn. Bottom of initiative one. It's the crucial shit.
Hey, just using my bad rolls now.
Yeah. Get him out of the way. All right. Onyx, what you got?
Okay. For some reason, I thought I had a sword in my character sheet, but apparently not. So I'm just going to use my quarterstaff.
I did give you a
and-
sword. I know that it's there.
Yeah, I know. I just
Oh,
haven't.
You haven't added it? I can
added
do that for you. No, it takes like 2
Okay.
seconds. I got you.
Yeah, if you could.
Because you have your whole singing thing too, right?
Yeah.
Really
Well,
should start breaking into that, huh?
And it's a short
Well,
sword, right?
I'm role playing.
No, exactly. This is a perfect time to get into as well as getting it. You know? I love it.
Okay. There you go. You got a short sword. If it doesn't show up, refresh your sheet.
Listen, we
Okay.
stand in RP here on the Ages of Ainor.
We do. Listen, this has been actually a pretty tactical combat, but we do an RP.
There it is.
I shed
Okay.
I shed one singular tear earlier. Okay. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it happened. It was real. Also, sorry we're running
Okay.
over just a bit, guys. I think we'll wrap up this after this round of combat. So
There we go.
15.
15.
Can you believe exactly hits?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. let's
Look
see,
at my
that's
baby go with his
4
first
piercing.
short sword attack.
That is the first
Go.
sword attack of the game. Okay.
He's only had one training session. Watch him go.
Okay. He takes some damage as you slice in. Cass, you're up. Now, Cass, I'm gonna let you also do other things. So you have to, you can make on your turn kind of as a free thing. You're gonna make this religion check. But if you have other stuff you can do, I don't know if you have ranged shit. I don't know what your deal is. But you can do any other action to bonus action. You won't be able to move from this spot. But I am going to allow you to take other parts of your turn as you're like trying to do this ritual. So.
Okay, well. Sorry. For starters, I'm going to go ahead and roll that religion check.
Okay. Okay, that is an 8. So that did not succeed. That doesn't reset you. I'll also say this. Losing concentration, it would be concentration checks. Like if you start taking damage and stuff, you'll have to start making concentration checks. So it's really important that they don't let that thing get to where you are, right?
Right.
So, but that doesn't reset you. That just means you didn't get the check this turn, but you can still take whatever actions you would like, if you have anything, including the dodge action if you just want to be not hittable.
What's the range on that thing? Wait, hold on. Let me look at a thing real quick. Shh. Oh, hell, I'll shoot a sacred flame at it.
Sure. Okay, what's your DC? 13. Got a dex save. It does have proficiency. That is a 19, unfortunately.
Ah, rip. All right.
So you launch your sacred flame and it dodges any bonus actions or anything else?
No, that'll be it.
Okay. All right, and as it returns to Ash's turn, friends, I think that is where we are going to call this session. As this thing gears up to try to make a run for Cass, and Ash and Onyx and Wandrous are going to see if there's any way to stop it. The bones are in play. It's been a bad night for our heroes. but there may be a tiny shred of hope yet left on the horizon. And that, friends, is where we are going to call it. What happened there? Oh, I hit the wrong thing. That's what happened there.
Oh.
We have 5 people, not 7. That's a different campaign, Pixel. Okay. Well, sorry for the heavy session, guys, but Curse of Strahd, baby. Horror time. Thanks for playing, everybody. I have been your Dungeon Master. We're going to do our usual sign-off. Folks, if you would please find someone for us to raid. I know I ask you guys to do that all the time, and you're amazing at helping me, because I am terrible at trying to like wrap up the stream and also find a person. So if someone will help me with that, we would super duper appreciate it. We definitely want to pass on the love from Leviathan Slayer D&D, who raided us earlier. Also want to shout them out. Thank you so much for that raid, and for stopping by. We hella appreciate it. And we are going to reintroduce ourselves and our characters before we sign off. It's Page.
Yo. I've been Vincent Page. I need therapy. I also was playing that cat Ash Fireforge, and I really appreciate you guys hanging out.
Excellent. Vincent Page can be found on the internet at twitch.tv/VincentPage, because he is
by the way,
my streamer senpai.
I do that.
And that link should be right there.
Wait, you stream?
No way.
Omega.
Hey y'all, my name is Omega. I played Onyx Montarik, the Stone Gnome Bladesong Wizard. And you can find me here every other Friday. I am also on TikTok, Omega MT42, no special characters on that. But yeah, this was a heavy session, but it was a good one.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And Ozzy.
I'm Ozzy. Played Cass Amblecrown. Yeah, like this is definitely the heaviest session we've had since the Death House, I might add.
Yep. St.
And I
Andrew's
didn't
Feast.
die this time, at least. Yeah.
Hey, none of you guys died.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. TBD on that. And Bonus Mom.
Hi, I am Bonus Mom, and I played Wanderous, the Circle of Stars druid, who frankly doesn't like being here. He has decided that and is feeling a bit hopeless, but he's going to persevere because he's a furbolg and he's a druid, and that's what they do. As for Bonus Mom, you can find me most places. I'm in TikTok, and I have a wonderful Discord, Bonus Mom's Tavern. I podcast Bonus Mom's Tavern. We put some of our things on YouTube, and all of these adventures will be both on YouTube and podcast. And this Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Bjorvio, another Dungeon Master friend, we will be building backstories at the drop of a hat. And so we invite you all to join us on Bonus Mom's Tavern on Twitch this Sunday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Excellent,
It will be lighter than this.
And I also should mention Tuesday evening, we have your D&D chats in the AOA Discord. I'm sorry, the Bonus Mom's Tavern Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And we will be discussing how to take a module like this, like I've done tonight, and sort of tweak things about it to make it a little more specialized for your friends. I actually will be, normally we have had a lot of other people helping with those, and it's kind of a roundtable chat. That's one that I will be helping with and talking about my experiences. I've done a lot of that on this channel. You can go back and watch those on our YouTube if you would like. And so I, like I said, have a lot of experience with that, and we will be talking about how you can do things sort of kind of like what I've done, but probably better. So, excellent. And I have been Pixel. I have been your GM this evening, your bearer of emotional distress. I just want everyone to know, you got to have the lows in the story because they make the triumph when it comes, hopefully, just that much more powerful. So, I have been your Strahd and your dying priest and all of the rest of it today, your sad crying children and your evil vampires and all of the above. You can find me here every Friday. Next week we'll be streaming our other campaign. We alternate 2 different campaigns. So next week we will be streaming Region of Bedegar, which they are actually about to have their own fight with the powerful necromancer in the tower. So there's lots of undead shit going on in all our campaigns right now. They are trying to overthrow the evil Lord Saxton and put the young Edmund Bedegar back on his ancestral barony throne. So that is a good time. We are using the mechanics from Kingdoms of Warfare. If you've ever wanted to see those things play out and what those mechanics look like for warfare level play and for organization level play from MCDM, come check out that stream. That is kind of why we're doing that, is so folks can see that stuff in action and see how it plays out if they want to use those rules. And you also can find me on twitch.tv/hammerandpixel, where I will be talking about, capitalism and the Dungeons and Dragons for the foreseeable future, because there's a lot to talk about in that space at the moment, and that is kind of my specialty. So if you want to talk more about that OGL stuff, come hit me up on one of my streams. I will be happy to derail whatever nonsense I'm talking about to talk about that ad nauseum, I'm sure. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We have had someone that can raid. We are going to go raid the Mandy, I guess. Mandi, I don't know. How
Looks like we may have raided them before because they were on my list.
I think we have raided them before. So we're going to go raid them again. And before we do, I just want to let you guys know, we usually like to let the song play out at the end because a lot of you guys like to hear the fun little organ ditty. But before we do all of that, I want you all to do me a favor. And this week, the favor is to just not hate me too much for the emotional distress that I put you through. I don't really think I can ask you for any more than that. But real talk, thank you guys so much for hanging out on Fridays for this absolutely crazy story that we tell. It truly means a lot that you folks, hang out and enjoy our stuff. And the real favor that I always ask you is to be kinder to yourself until the next time that I see you than you think you deserve, because I promise that you're wrong about how much kindness you deserve, and it's actually more than how much you've been giving yourself. Get it together. Figure it out. Value yourself, because I value all of you. And we all know that, I know what I'm talking about. So, no, anyway, thank you guys so much. We're going to go raid the Mandy E after this song plays. Have a good night. Try not to hate me.